Welcome back to the channel, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you step by step how to make an Oreo in Blender. Now I have actually made this tutorial before, so you're probably wondering why am I making it again? It's been like 10 months ago I made this exact same thing. Well, the thing is it's not exactly the same, because in my older tutorial what I did is I actually drove the displacement with a displacement modifier. In this case you can see we only have a subdivision surface modifier, and if I actually go over to the shading workspace, we're actually going to be using the displacement node inside of our material node network here. So it just is a different way of doing it. And I think it's just cool to kind of show you guys how to do that in the actual material setup. So you can actually come here and control the scale and strength of the displacement directly in your node setup. So yeah, this is something you can see here. This is the result. Not the most realistic, but it's just a fun little project. So if you want to follow along, I'll show you where to get the resources. So let's make a 3D Oreo in Blender 4.3. So if you go into the description below this video, you'll find a link where I've uploaded to this Wikipedia PNG over here. But the thing is, you're just going to go ahead, right click on it once you open the link. You're just going to go ahead and save as. So you're going to save this, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. It just says here PNG image. I think it actually comes as an SVG, but it doesn't matter. We're going to convert it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and just save it to the desktop. It downloads really quick. So what I'm going to do now is on my desktop, I have it here. And I'm just going to right click on it, and you can open it with anything really, but I'm just going to go ahead and use Paint, because most people have that on their computer. And you can see Paint now supports PNGs, so it's actually showing a transparent background, the alpha channel here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go File, we're going to go Save As, and let's just save this as a JPEG. I'm going to save it to my desktop and just call it Oreo.jpg, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. So I'm going to close this. And now you can see here on my desktop, next to the SVG, I actually have just the JPEG over here, which is what we're going to use. Okay, we just want the JPEG, so I'll delete this one over here. There we go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to run Blender. Inside of Blender, we'll select the default cube and just press delete. There we go. And we're going to go Shift A, we're going to go to our mesh options, and let's add in a circle. Let's go into edit mode, and inside of edit mode, we're just going to go E to extrude and S, and let's extrude it till we get kind of like roughly even sized squares like this, as you can see here. All right, and with that done, we're just going to select the inside loop. So Shift Alt and left click to select the inside loop, and then go Control F or Command F and just click on Grid Fill. And then what we're going to do, we're going to tab out, and let's go to our modifiers, add modifier. Let's click on search and type in sub, and let's give this a subdivision surface. And what we're going to do is we're going to tab into edit mode. We're going to press A to select everything. And we're going to go E to extrude, and we're going to extrude it down to give it some thickness, like so. There we go. And what we want to do as well is we want to go up here to our edit mode overlays, and we want to go enable the normals. We want to make sure everything is facing out. If it's not, just go A to select everything, and then go Alt N and click on recalculate outside normals. Okay, so we make sure that's all good. Then we're going to tab back out, and we're going to right click and go shade smooth. I'm going to bump the viewport up to 3, or I guess 2 would do. It doesn't really have to be that high. But the render, we'll take that up to 4. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to our materials tab. We're going to go ahead and create a new material. Let's call it Oreo. And let's also go up to our render engine. Let's just change it from Eevee to cycles. I recommend if you have a GPU that you use it after you've enabled it. If not, just stick to CPU. And then you're going to go down to your max samples over here under render, and let's just go 45 and make sure denoising is enabled, which it should be. So now the really cool thing is we can go to our materials, and we can actually make the Oreo material and include the displacement. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually go into our shading workspace. It's going to make things simpler. Here we have our Oreo. Let's just go Shift A. Let's go to our light options. Just add in a simple area light, and just go G, Z, and move it up. And go to your properties here for the light. Let's just give it a strength of like 120 and increase the size to like 3. Okay, we just want to be able to see this Oreo. So we're going to click on it. We're going to go Z and then go rendered. And for a start, let's just select our base color for now and just kind of give it like a darker kind of color with a little bit of reddish brown in it for now, just so we can see things. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go over here to our material output. We're going to move it up from our principled. Then we're going to go Shift A, we're going to click on search and type in dis and get a displace. Let's plug the displacement output into the displacement input of the material output, which is quite a mouthful. And then we're going to click on this height. So click on the height, drag it and let go. And then what you're going to do, you're going to type in image and you're going to go with image texture color. And then let's click on open. And in my case, I'm going to go to my desktop where I have that vector underscore Oreo JPEG. So I'm going to click on it and go open image. And at the moment, you won't see anything happening here. And that's because we actually have to go to our materials tab. With that Oreo material, we need to go down to the bottom here where we have settings. And we need to tell Blender that we want it to drive not just the bump that comes into the normal here, but also the displacement. So under displacement, change it from bump only to displacement and bump. And you can see here, it's actually displacing, but we haven't given this any UV coordinates. So let's quickly do that. We're just going to go to our edit mode. We're going to go to our top view and we're going to make sure everything is active. So press A to select everything and then press U on your keyboard for unwrap and then just go to project from view. And then over here, select all of these verts and go S to scale them up until they kind of just are about this big, just kind of like the end border like this. Then we're going to go back to our shading. And now you can see this is driving, the displacement is driving here, but obviously the strength here under the displacement is too high. So let's make it minus 0.05. And let's go over to our modifiers and let's give it a level in the viewport here of 4, just so we can see this a bit better. And let's go to the render and make it like 5. Okay, so you can see this is what we have. I'm just going to right click, go shade smooth, which I think we've already done. And what we can do here with our Oreo to make it look a little bit better is we're going to come over here, drop this down, and we're going to come to our principled and we're going to go Shift A, search and get a noise texture. Let's plug the factor into the base color. Then let's give it a scale of 220 and then go Shift A, search and get a color and go to color ramp, place it on here. Then let's drag these two values closer together so we have more contrast. And now what we can do, we can actually take this color and plug it into the normal. And then go Shift A, search and get a bump. And click on the bump and then place it on this cable. But make sure that this normal is, this color ramp output is going into the height. And now you can see we have more bump, but I'm just going to drag that strength down. And what I'm also going to do, which I think is important, is I'm going to click here on the vector and just drag and type in texture coordinate. And I'm going to go to generated, or maybe let's try object. Yeah, object works a lot better. So we're going to go with the object. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate this color ramp, move it up, and then plug the factor into here. Plug the color into the base color here, because we only need this bottom one to drive the bump here. But the top one will actually grab the black value, make it lighter in value and make it kind of reddish brown. And then click on the lighter value and make that darker as well. And kind of give it a little bit of color, but make it darker. So now we kind of have like that Oreo material. I'm going to maybe just take the strength up on the bump. Might just come to the scale here and make it 120 instead. And one thing that might fix this a little bit, if we just tab into edit mode, we press A to select everything, we right click and go subdivide. Then tab back out, we can actually go to our viewport and bring it down a notch and also the render. Yeah, that's actually looking a little bit better as well. Okay, so it should look better in the final render. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go into solid. We'll grab this cookie and go G, Z and move it up a little bit. And then go Shift D to duplicate, move one in the middle. And then Shift D to duplicate and Z and move one down the bottom. So we're going to select the middle one. We're going to go to materials. We're just going to get rid of that Oreo and click new. And let's just call this one filling, which will leave white, like so. And now if we go Z and we go render, we can see this is what we have. So let's select these cookies. So all the two cookies and the cream in the middle. And let's go RX90 and hit enter. And let's go into our layout. And in our layout with our camera here, we'll just press 0 on the number pad. Then select your camera and you can change your transform pivot to 3D cursor. And then you can just kind of like tap R or double tap R. And just to move your camera. And I'm just going to kind of get a side on view like this, which I think looks really good. Then I'm going to go to my renders. I'm going to go over here to the film and I'll enable transparent. And the thing that's really going to make this is if you grab your light, and I might go to my light properties here and give it a size of 2 meters instead. You can actually now go Z and go rendered. And you can go Shift D, double tap R, and then duplicate this light and have one kind of coming from the back a little bit. Shift D, double tap R, have this one kind of coming from the back here. Shift D, double tap R, have one coming from here. And we're kind of creating this nice rim lighting. And then we're going to go Shift D, double tap R, and have one kind of coming from the side here at the front. Kind of like that. And now let's just click on our Oreo biscuit. Let's just come over to our material and we'll just take our roughness up a little bit as well. There we go. And now let's just go over and go Z and go solid. Make sure to save this. I'm just saving it to my desktop. And let's quickly go render and then render the image. And here we have it, an Oreo that has the displacement actually happening in our material node setup. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.